January already, and kung January gali sa Cebu, it's always gonna be Sinulog, di ba guys? Kita mga Cebuanos, or even from the people from the Visayas and Mindanao, or even from the whole country na gali, kay Baguio, na ang Enero is like the perfect month to go to Cebu because the grandest festival in the country is gonna happen, and it's Sinulog, and this Sinulog 2020, nagisikuan. Expect Sinulog 2020 to be as grand as before, even grander. And yes, here's some updates from our friends from the Sinulog SGB, Sinulog Board, Governing Board, to tell you about some changes of course, unsa pay mga updates nato. Plus, if you in this video, makitaan sa ninyo ang history, ang original choreography sa atong Sinulog, ang Sinug. So, unsa background ng Sinulog na ng sayo-sayo, and of course a special participation sa atong friends from San Diego dancers para to show you what is the Sinulog choreography now. So watch this video if you wanna learn and get updated sa Sinulog 2020.
I can recall that my mom usually gave costumes to these small little kids in Mabolo year after year. And I can recount way back in the 70s that my dad had a very rare disease of the brain. And I was then, how old was I then? Like 10 years old or 12. I can still recount the event that during Fiesta Senior, those kids in Mabolo were dancing in front of the Karosa going backward. And it was like, some Pit Senior, kang piling kini, that was the name of my dad. And miraculously, my dad was cured of a very rare disease of the brain, and it gave him another 30 years of his life. So I can myself can attest to the miracles, various miracles that Santo Niño gave to the family, most especially to my kids, and my wife too can testify everything. So actually, there's always a reason behind after 40 years. Given the task to be the project director, artistic, creative director of this biggest and the grandest festival of the Philippines is no joke, but I always believe for a reason. 2020 is a very significant number. 2020 means like perfect vision, right? If you add 20 plus 20 equals 40. 40 years of dancing through dancing to our faith, right? So expect the best that we can offer. The team, the Sinulog Governing Board is trying our very best to be a part and always be there to address all the problems, and we try our best every day, think of something that will be very helpful, not for the festival itself for this year, but in the years to come. Actually, is to oversee that the festival will maintain its the title as the grandest, and being the project director, blowing is like the creative and the artistic side. But since this is the 40th year, we came up to 3 new projects from the SGB, which is the Palaboy, Sinulog sa Palaboy. Then we have the drum and bugle competition. And lastly, we have the Andas competition of the different barangays. So actually, my task here is to enhance and put more religiosity and spirituality to the festival, which we are very so much trying our best to fight for. Tone down a little bit of commercialism and give the essence of the festival as we claim it as our own and the best festival in the Philippines. Share to you is what happened in 2001 when everything was lost. The first day of the Triduum, our house got burned and everything, all the costumes were gone. And what really is the meaning of everything, even if you're just wearing jeans and t-shirts, what the best part of the festival is that you have the heart within yourself, not just for the best in choreography, the best costumes you have, but the real meaning and the essence of the dance itself is what it's not for the prices, but if you want to sustain everything, there's always a reason behind, like, for example, if you achieve your best to become a saint, then you have to do something while you're still alive. You know, you have to make the best out of everything. So what I can explain and what I can share with the rest of the contingent is that if we want to sustain everything, sustainability of this festival is how deeply rooted is your faith, and faith is the one that keeps the festival sustained. My mom actually evacuated to Manila with her parents, and during the war, he studied ballet by a Russian ballet teacher in Manila for 2 or 3 years. When she came back to Cebu and to her hometown in Karkar, that's when she started in way back 1947, the peacetime, the dance studio in Karkar. So I know that she started teaching her neighbors or cousins, and it really prospered because my mom really has the heart and a passion through the arts, for the arts itself.
So when did San Diego start joining the Sinulog?
We start
As a-
joining
as a San Diego,
Sinulog
get the name,
as a San Diego, but we started Sinulog when it started 39 years ago. San Diego started way back, I think, during when my parents went back to the States, migrated. I was the one who was commissioned to continue the legacy of the studio. It was way back in the 80s, I think, 80s, early 80s. So never, in fact, I'm so blessed because even if my 3 girls are not here, they're dancing Sinulog way in Florida, and they're teaching, and they have also groups there. So it's just like, it's boundless, it's endless. Our devotion is endless. It has no boundaries. So I'm so thankful, I'm so blessed, and now another task is given to me and my family, and I'm so positive enough that you'll never forsake us and make the best out of our talent.
Can you describe the original steps of the Sinulog?
I have here the kids. Can you, Joy, the kids are here. Actually, one thing good here because through the years we we always make it a point that we give. Since my mom passed away, we were the one who continued her legacy of trying to adopt these kids, giving them costumes yearly. So it's like 100 kids, giving them new costumes every Sinulog. So through Nang Titang, I will show you a book written by Grace Aves Nuno about the 10 Babaylans in the Philippines. And very fortunate enough that she was able to document all of this before Nang Titang died. So it's well documented, even the chants and everything, the dance steps. So before anything else, I'll give you Richoy. He's going to the beat. I can still recall when my mom was the teacher in San Carlos, he was asked by Florentino Tusolon to research everything. So it's so vivid in my mind that my mom was taping this beat with Nang Titan to the cassette recorder.
Bitis ka. Venid compañeros, venid a adorar el Rey de los cielos que a nadie habita. Venid compañeros, venid a adorar el Rey de los cielos que a nadie habita. We call this the kinampilan. Wakli. Yan yung mitawag ko, wakli.
So that's why this year, ang Sinulog sa Palaboy, Sinulog of the less fortunate brothers and sisters na ito sa Kadalanan, they will be taught the basic figures and everything. And I'm so glad that Dindot ang response. And in fact, we have like 200 street children to be trained for this event and for the basic Sinulog step. Hopefully it's something that we can look forward for Sinulog 2020. And they will be a part of the launching and they will dance. Some of them we will try to choose the best kids to dance for the launching, and everybody is going to dance for the grand parade on the Fiesta Senior Day itself on the 19th.
So from the basics, now we gotta go to how Sinulog has the original Sinulog dance move, how it become, how is it transformed now to what it is today, the Sinulog based steps. So here's the San Diego dancers to demonstrate the Sinulog.
So it's a fact also that, and it's not more in the religious side. This one, if you rather call it Sinulog Grand Parade, Sinulog Festival, never a Mardi Gras. This year, hopefully, we're trying our best. The float will have a timeline, what do you call this? Timeline designs of the Christianization of the Philippines. Like the voyage of Magellan. I have some pictures. I have some pictures so you can take a shot. Because actually what happened during the centennial celebration of the Philippine independence, we were the only one, we were the only group that was brought to Manila to represent Christianity. And I have witnessed the nice different clothes that that really picture the history of the Philippines, starting from the pre-colonial up to the Christianization, up to the American period, up to the present. So I think it's the right time, especially that we're just a year before the quincentennial. It's but fitting to have what do you call this? Fitting to have timeline designs for the float. Let's say you can have a Magellan's voyage, which is the galleon. Then Isla, we call this Isla de Oro. When we're in Manila, there was one float. They call it Isla de Oro, which was accounted by Pagafeta. That when they arrived, they saw the natives wearing gold. Everybody's Cebuanos, gold was so ordinary then. So after Isla de Oro is the arrival of Magellan, the meeting of Magellan and King Humabon, the planting of the cross, and we added the adoration of the cross and the mass, baptism, and giving of the Santo Niño, and the first dance of Queen Juana. So I think this can be very useful in such a manner that we can use this as promotional pictures or videos to really promote Cebu during the quincentennial. So I have here some photos here of what happened during 1998. So can you imagine, we never have like this. I think in the first few years of Sinulog. But now I think it's the right time that we try to encourage timeline floats.
So it's like telling a story.
History. Because we have to go back and teach younger generation. That's the galleon there. That's me and Mr. Ramon Ubusan, national artist. So
Sir, bali usari maghimo ani sir ang sinulog
that's one thing that we look onto. Probably if the sponsoring company has nobody to contract it, we will be sourcing out.
But open ka po ng competition sa float.
Yes, open. Yes, it's open.
So not more
So
on the
this is-
brands, but
Now we have some guidelines to limit the size of the company logo and everything. But ahead of the float, they can bring with them like
A whole barangay.
whole signage in front, but never attach it to the float because it will just ruin its, you know.
So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope karong Sinulog magkita-kita ta sa dalan, mutanaw ta sa mga festivities, atong suportahan ang tanang aktibidades. Kaya of course malingaw ginig ato ning selebrasyon, ato ning piyesta, ato ning na festival. So dapat of course ato ning suportahan, di ba? So maglingaw-lingaw ta, ug mo suporta ta kay it's gonna be a great Sinulog. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you'll watch more updates about Cebu and also especially about Sinulog. So see you guys. Bye.